From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, the water supply is expected to be restored to the Hutt Valley suburb of Maungaraki early this evening. Streets in the area have been without water since 7:30 last night, with those affected relying on water tankers. The new government has a big week ahead as it races to get its 100-day plan up and running. The first question time on Friday saw the battlegrounds drawn and Labour taking opposition for the first time in years. Political editor Jason Walls expects the amendments to the Reserve Bank's mandates to show up on Tuesday's order paper.
The Labour government put in the fact that they had to be mindful of employment, and that was one of the things that they had to focus on, as well as inflation. And this government wants to remove the mandate and any sort of focus on employment and just have things back to inflation.
Scrapping fair pay agreements is also on the coalition government's hit list this week. Countries at the COP28 summit have clashed over a proposed agreement to phase out fossil fuels, jeopardising attempts to deliver a first-ever commitment in 30 years of global warming talks to eventually end the use of oil and gas. Observers say Saudi Arabia and Russia were among countries insisting the conference focus on reducing climate pollution and not on targeting the fossil fuels causing it. On the other side, at least 80 countries, including the United States, European Union and many poor, climate-vulnerable nations, are demanding COP28 clearly calls for an eventual end to fossil fuel use. A tearful Anastasia Palaszczuk has stepped down as Queensland Premier. She'll be stepping down as MP for Inala as well. Ms Palaszczuk says she does not feel she can climb Mount Everest again.
Standing here today with these flags and standing up for the people of Queensland has been an honour of my life. I don't believe anyone who comes after me will know how humbling it is.
Ms Palaszczuk will finish up at the end of the week and caucus will decide Queensland's new leader on Friday. That's news. In sport, all 10 of SailGP's national teams have opted to sail with the fleet's largest 29-metre wing on the second day of the Dubai Grand Prix to compensate for the forecast light winds. For the first time ever in SailGP, CEO Russell Coutts has given teams the choice of which wing to use, after the 29-metre wing was temporarily taken out of action following the failure of New Zealand's wing sail in Saint-Tropez. The New Zealand crew is in second place behind Australia, heading into the second day of racing. Belgium's Naila Gillis has won the New Zealand Squash Open women's title in Tauranga. Gillis beat her sister Tena in 3 straight games in the final. England's fight back after a disastrous Cricket World Cup has not started well. Josh Butler's team has lost the third and deciding one-day international clash against the West Indies in Bridgetown. That's sport. I'm Joe Gilfillan.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.